Right. Okay, we're back. We're here. We're here. How you doing, everybody? Your buddy Uncle Bruce here, trying to stay up on all the news that's coming on, all the economic updates and everything that's going on. Just getting our hands on. I guess it's September. Uh, retail sales. Excluding autos and gas and all this stuff, below expectations. More bad news, more indication, but maybe good news, bad news, good news. Slowing economy, good. Maybe lower inflation prices, maybe lower interest rates. Just unbelievable. The big news today has nothing to do with the United States. Sorry, Americans, it's not about you. It's about what's happening in the UK. I'm going to keep coming back to this. I am not going to let go of this bone because most investors out there do not get it when it comes to the interconnectivity of countries and business. If you're in the automotive business, and specifically, if you work for Ford, GM, or any other automotive company, you get it. Parts are made globally. They're imported in for final assembly, and then out goes the product. The folks at Maytag and Westinghouse and the folks at I don't know, all kinds of products that we buy in Canada and the United States. In Canada, it's completely obvious. We have Honda plants, we have Toyota plants, we have GM plants, Ford factories. We have factories in Canada that are in Ontario, mainly Quebec, that are the U.S. originated, Europe originated. We bring in parts from everywhere into Canada and the USA, either from Mexico, South America, Asia, Europe, and then we produce product for final assembly. And then this is done in Germany, it's done in the UK, it's done in South Korea, it's done in China, it's done everywhere. All countries have in the last 20 years figured it out, and because the marketplace has driven this into governments' heads. You got to open up your borders for trade. You got to have free trade. You got to have duty, lower tariffs to increase business. The countries that have in their brains that they think they can go it alone, when you get political leaders in countries that convince their own population of the stupid idea that they can do it themselves, they don't need the outside world. They are, God's creation to the planet. These are the countries that get shaky real quick, and they quickly figure out, it's pretty good up here at the top 0.1%. We're rich, but the rest of us are starving. And what blows me away is how so many of us, the members of just we normal people, if I can call us normal, I don't even know if we're normal. We allow politicians to become billionaires to rule our everyday lives. It's incredible how many politicians we allow to become very, very rich to be in public service. That's what blows my mind, because how is it that the Chinese leadership are all mega rich? I mean, unbelievably wealthy. Their children and their grandchildren and their all the entire family members of the top Politburo people in China. They go to the finest universities. They travel the world. Now you do not see dad. Usually it's a man. You don't see dad traveling all over the world in high style, although I'm sure they do quietly. But it's the wives and the kids that get to go to they're in Monaco. They're in the Riviera. There's a villa for them in Switzerland. They shop at Harrods in London at like carte blanche. These are civil servants. These are children and families of civil servants, and this is true for any country you want to name with the dictatorship type rule. Absolutely. But now in the Western world, how many of our so-called leaders of the Western world are actually average middle income people? even just upper middle class people. I can't identify any. I can only identify Angela Merkel in Germany, who was not a millionaire coming into the chancellorship of Germany. She was not a millionaire when she became the leader of that country. She, of course, has speaking engagements, and now she can do book deals. Now she can do all kinds of stuff, make millions and millions. Barack Obama coming into the White House in Washington was not a millionaire going in to the U.S. Senate and hitting the White House. Yeah, he's a millionaire now. Yeah, sure. Um, Jimmy Carter wasn't a millionaire, but I'm going back now. What, 50 years, 40 years? Like, look at modern day politics and the leaders of these worlds, of these Western countries, and of course the dictatorships and the communist countries. And look at Putin. I mean, Putin is a personal billionaire, and that's why he's never leaving. What do you think? Why would he leave that gig? Are you out of your mind? He's not going to leave that gig. And we allow it. We as the average Joe allow these morons and these kooks to get visions of grandeur of how great they are and how great they're going to be, and that they think that they can that their countries are so powerful that we don't need the outside world. We're just going to make our country great again. And we fall for it. It's unbelievable how many times and where in the planet this happens. And here we are today, watching what happens in the UK. And the finance minister, the head of the exchequer, they call him, was in Washington for IMF meetings. Got a call. Come back to London immediately. On the way home, got fired. You're out of a job. You're no longer the finance minister of the United Kingdom. You're gone. The prime minister has sacked the finance minister. So UK is in complete turmoil. They've got the prime minister's been there for what, a month and a half. They just had a 3-month or whatever election campaign within their own Conservative Party to pick their new leader, who's the prime minister automatically until the next federal election over there. Turmoil, complete turmoil. And in the last, couple of weeks, I have been talking to you folks about the nightmare of the UK pension funds blowing up, getting cash calls. I've been talking to you about, the so-called tax cuts that the UK was going to offer all kinds of taxpayers over there to help spur the economy. All this now is on the table to be eliminated, to be reversed. The prime minister has been told in no uncertain terms by the Bank of England, and the Bank of England has been informed by every other bank around the world, we're not financing your crap. We're not financing your garbage economy at 3% interest or 2.5% interest. We're not going to do that. You want to borrow money from the outside world to raise bond money, to raise funds for your government's deficit that you're going to now just blow up to unbelievable numbers. We're not giving you money to do that at 3.5 whatever percent. We're warning you. We're just not maybe publicly so much, but we're telling you privately, you guys are going to be paying 7, 8, 9%, 10% interest on trillions of dollars that you're going to need to borrow. Because remember, the UK is just like Canada, is just like America, is just like many other countries. They run deficits most of the time. And they have had and have been working on deficit refinancing through this entire quantitative easing timeframe. So for the last decade and longer, the UK has been issuing bonds to replace bonds that are maturing from 10, 20, 30 years before, and they issue the new bonds, and then they add money to that to raise fresh cash for the current deficit to keep the government functioning. And the Bank of England has been sitting back and buying up a third of all the bonds issued by printing more money, printing more bonds, more British pounds. The American government's been doing it through the Fed. The Bank of Canada's been doing it here. Other countries with deficit spending, this is what they've been doing. It's the oldest game in the books. You keep it somewhat of an inflation rate, couple points, and you keep quantitative easing in there, and you always add money to the money supply. and you kind of keep the economy fresh with cash, and you make it easy for corporate America, corporate Canada, corporate UK, corporate whatever to raise cash to do business. And as long as businesses feel confident that the bond market is flush with cash and that you have a reasonable business plan to raise money for an acquisition, a merger, an expansion of your business, you'll borrow money. And if the rate is good, you'll borrow money. Well, for a decade, we've had a zero interest rate policy and a low inflation rate. Everything's fine. Well, the UK has been as guilty as every other government out there through its own Bank of England to put money out into the system. And the thought they had, naively, this new prime minister who got rid of Boris Johnson, and they're really going hog wild to let's go and really grow this economy up. They thought that the world would just come running to the Bank of England to just offer them all kinds of trillions of dollars. Because after all, you're England, you're the United Kingdom. Folks in the United Kingdom thinking they're pretty hot stuff, kind of like Americans. They kind of think they're hot stuff too. Americans kind of go, yeah, well, we're Americans, we're all right. We're the number one country in the world. Really? Not at 2%. You're not. No, you're not getting money at 2% from us investors out there, because even Americans are saying to America, hey, Washington, look, you guys want to go out and borrow trillions of dollars to fund these deficits. I don't think I want to lend you the money at 2.5% anymore, because I've noticed inflation is 8%. The UK got a slap from the old Will Smith dope slap this last week, where the government of the United Kingdom was informed by the Bank of England, hey guys, come here, let me tell you something. I've got a secret for you. I just want you to know something. American seniors are getting an 8+% raise in their Social Security this week. Okay. All right. So just keep that in mind. Just think about that. Okay. Now, you guys think you can borrow money from the international bond market at 3.5% to fund a multi-trillion pound over the next 20-year deficit growth on your money? No. If seniors in the US are getting an 8% Social Security bump, we out here in the bond world, we want 7-8% interest from you guys, because you guys are not the answer to humanity's problems. You're just a country, and in the UK, you're nice, and we love you, and you help the Beatles become the Beatles, and we love the Rolling Stones, and we love Stonehenge. We love beer, but that's about it. We have our own problems everywhere else, and we want to be paid for our efforts. And we're getting our butts handed to us out here with inflation that's global. And America is getting it, Canada is getting it, and now the UK is really getting it. And so out goes the finance minister, because the prime minister has to show the bond market and the international monetary world that, okay, we get the message, we're going to change our ways. We're not firing the head of the Bank of England, because that person is got a term to do what they have to do, and government has to have a separation between government and the courts and the Federal Reserve and so on. So you leave those guys alone, because they're not politicians, they're bankers. But in the government side, they blinked yesterday when the word came out that the government of the United Kingdom is going to reverse and back off from this blanket tax cut for everybody. We're going to try to grow our way out of this morass. We're in this big trouble we've got. We're going to grow our way out. And the international community is saying, no, you're not. You're going to cut spending. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to give money back to taxpayers. You're going to give taxpayers a lower tax burden by reducing your budget and reducing your deficit, which then allows you to raise more money and then allocate it to growth projects. It's a two-step program. You got to give a little to get a little. You can't just get a lot without giving anything. And this is the big wake-up call. That's why we heard 2 weeks ago that the top income tax bracket in the United Kingdom, they weren't going to give them a tax cut at all. They were going to Anyone who's paying 45% tax is going to keep paying 45% tax. Billionaires will keep paying. Here's the good news for billionaires. There are no billionaires in the United Kingdom that pay that tax. They're not stupid, you know. These billionaires don't live in the UK. They have a villa. They might have a nice couple of apartments and condos in the UK. Sure. They got, 100 million of their assets in the UK. But the billions of assets they have, they're not in the United Kingdom. They're not idiots. They're sitting in Switzerland. They're sitting in other tax-free jurisdictions. And that's the same for French billionaires and German billionaires and American billionaires. They're not stupid. They know what they have advisors. They have tax advisors helping them with their tax strategies. But politically speaking, it's a good thing to keep the rich paying those top-end taxes. So that was the first move they made 2 weeks ago. Now today, the other shoe is falling. And now the question is, well, how much of the tax breaks that you were announcing for the British population are you going to be able to pull off? And you want to ask my personal opinion? This old man who has nowhere to live. You want to ask me what you should be doing? Why don't you just give a zero income tax policy to people who make up the $40,000 a year and adjust that for inflation every quarter? Don't be giving me this, every 10 years we'll adjust it for inflation. Every 90 days, we're going to keep a zero interest rate policy for the lowest, say, 55% of the country, no income tax. Because you don't pay us any anyway. You haven't got any to pay. Everything you're bringing in, you're spending. If you guys get $100 a month more in your pocket because we're not taking $100 a month out of your paycheck, you're going to spend that money. You're not saving it. You're not going to buy a Rolls Royce with it. You're just going to buy more food because that's the kind of people you are. You're hungry and you're going to pay off your utility bill maybe on time this month for a while, $100 a month, $200 a month, $400 a month. Think about this when we talk about option writing. I talk to you guys about writing options all the time to bring in an income source. And what do I tell you? Do I tell you you're going to make $500,000 a year right now writing options? No. Do I tell you you're going to make $1 million on one trade writing options? No. I talk to you guys about, would $500 a month more money coming into your household make a difference? Would $1,000 a month more, $250 a week make a difference? That's what I start talking about when I talk about writing options. I talk about it at the basic level for investors who have $5, $10, $15, $20,000 in their accounts. I could theoretically just sit here and talk only for millionaires. I could talk about, if you've got $5 million in the market, I can help you to. There's none of those here. There's a couple, but they're not even members. They're lurkers. They've got people they hire to watch me, if that even happens. I don't think so. My viewers look at your own portfolio. They're sitting here with $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, $300,000, and they're trying to stay even and get ahead. And if I can help you make $1,000 a month more, you're going, wow, this is great. Well, in the UK, if they were only concentrating on the poorest of the poor and the lower income areas and give them a complete tax break, upper middle class and up, you keep paying your taxes. You would free up maybe 30 million people out of your 60 million population, whatever that population is in the UK. You would free up half of the population, 3/4 of the population with some extra spending money. And as a group, it would be a lot of money. It would be, but that would go straight back into the economy. So instead of going to the government and out, it would go to them and go out. And then, of course, government gets its taxes through all of these VATs taxes, the value-added taxes, the import duties, the payroll deduction, pension deduction. I mean, money will filter to the governments through increased economic activity anyway. But how do you want to do it? Do you want to grow your way out of a problem? That's one way to help do it. Another one is you have to cut spending. And here's the problem. Whatever spending you cut is likely going to affect the bottom half of your population the most, because billionaires don't get welfare. They don't need unemployment insurance. Billionaires don't need assistance to buy a new wheelchair to get around. You're talking about the low end of the population of the economic ladder here. it's an ugly story and it's boring sometimes, but it is the reality. In Canada and the USA, if you wanted to really spur growth in North America, you eliminate, and I mean it, you eliminate taxes under a certain level, and either increase the so-called deductible, or you just don't even start the income tax scale until it hits $40,000, $50,000, and just say to the world out there, the first 50 you make is tax-free. Go and make money. I dare you to go and make money. And if kids going to school, university students, can earn $20,000 part-time dollars, $30,000 part-time between summer, full-time work, and part-time work the rest of the year, and it's all tax-free at every level. In other words, the states won't take what the feds used to take. That dough can just go right back into their world. And what is the world of a university student? $60,000 a semester for classes and living expenses and everything else. Can you get a university student out of university without a $250,000 debt to the country for education and food and rent? Can you get them out with maybe a $60,000 obligation or an $80,000 obligation? Great. Then they have a shot in the first 5 years of working to pay off that student loan a lot faster. Because right now, how many university students are working and they're not sure if they're going to get laid off next month or next week because of all the economic turmoil, and they're sitting on $200,000 student debts and payments that are just out of this world. Anyway, that's a whole other issue. Anyway, the UK is in turmoil, and it's going to spread. The contagion is coming. The market is ignoring it. The stock market went up 800 plus points yesterday and ignored higher core inflation numbers, deficit issues, higher interest rates that are coming November 2nd, 3rd. The Fed is coming. We're not even going to pay attention to that. There's a complete disconnect between the gambler mentality, the world at large is just I'm just trying to make a buck here, and the world thinks one way, as you have all figured out as option writers. The majority of the world figures you buy low and you sell high. And yesterday, that kicked in big time. It was right in front of your face all day long with an 800-point gain on the Dow Jones Industrial Index, with the news in front of your face that it's going to get ugly out there. And it is getting ugly out there. The UK is the future. You're looking at a flux capacitor future in the UK. Complete turmoil at the government level. Conflict between the Fed, the Bank of England, and the government of the United Kingdom. What if this was to happen between the Fed and the Congress and the Senate and the White House? What if that happens? This is the number one economy on the planet, the United States. This is mere months away from happening. Remember, the midterms are next month. The midterms. The United States is on the verge of a complete government shutdown and total dysfunction for the next 24 months or further. And that is because if the Republicans get either the House or the Senate, either one, they only need one of the two, all business will stop, because there's no way the House is going to pass any bills that are going to make the Democrats look good. There's no way the Senate would ever help make anything work. And you can get ready for every kind of inquiry ready to go at the judicial level, financial level, and everything else. You're going to have all kinds of, what's that guy's name from Ohio? The guy that doesn't wear a suit jacket, he has that white shirt on all the time. He just has on the white shirt and the tie. Is it Jim Jordan? Is that the guy? Get ready for the Jim Jordan show. You're going to get this guy in your face for the next 2 years, and there isn't going to be a single bill passed that's going to better America. It's going to be nothing but investigations. That's what we're going to get now, complete disarray. In the meantime, UK is imploding. Europe is next. Asia is waiting, and then there's America. And all of you are supposed to just go to work and don't worry about it. Just go out there, people, and make your fortune and raise your families and have a great life. Everything's fine. Leave it to us, the professionals, professional politicians, to make everything work. I'm kind of curious how rich or how much richer are elected officials in the U.S., in Congress and in the Senate, after 10 years of serving their constituents. How much richer are they personally when they came in to 10 years down the road, and they're so deep into their money making ways, they'll never quit. They'll never want to walk away. They just want to keep reelected, because there's nobody available that's better than me for you. That's the message out there. In the Senate, you only have to win every 6 years. I mean, talk about a luxurious way to live. You only have an election every 6 years to worry about. Presidents have one every 4 years, and they can only go twice. Senators, unlimited. And how many 80-year-olds are running for re-election right now? They never leave. Wall Street says never sell, and senators never walk away. You could almost count on it. Complete across the board. Unbelievable. And what do congressmen want to become? Senators. Congressmen want to become senators. That's their game plan. Get me into Congress, and then I'll run for Senate, and now I'll just run once every 6 years. And you get the same cast of characters every time, with the cycle going around and around and around. And it's incredible how wealthy these people become. And apparently the voters allow it to happen. It's allowed to happen. It's all good. Because as long as you take care of my district, I don't care about the rest of the country, because my business is in this district. And if it's good for me, it's got to be good for America. Right. Anyway, welcome to the party, pals. The old man is ranting today. We're up 171 on the Dow right now. We're climbing. Going into the open. There's all kinds of problems out there, and the market is going on a momentum wave right now. This is it was a dead cat bounce yesterday. It continues this morning, but the bounce isn't quite so high because we're not up another 500. But we're ahead. Oil is down 186 to 87.25. But I have a suspicion that as the morning goes on, and as the realization starts to kick in the next couple of hours, oh yeah, it's Friday, people are going to go, oh gosh, it's Friday. Why am I buying stock? Why am I holding paper? What's wrong with me? I forgot. Last Friday, we all got the hell out of Dodge, because over the weekend, we had all kinds of crap going on. And then on Monday, we had all kinds of crap going on. Why am I long paper going into this weekend? And this realization will sort of hit in the first hour. And it could well be that the buying that's coming in are those who missed the wave yesterday. Those who sat on the sidelines and go, well, I might buy when show me a little more strength and I'll buy in. Now they're coming in. I don't know why, but they're coming in. The sellers are the ones who know that we're on a Titanic. The nose of the ship is already halfway under the waterline. In about an hour from now or two, the entire front half of the ship will be underwater. I'm getting on the lifeboat right now. There's slight issues at sea, but I'll see you guys a little later. You guys have a great party. All the party goers are playing and dancing and drinking and having the champagne. They're all tipsy, and we're up 200 points on the Dow right now. But an hour from now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. An hour after the opening, it might not be so happy. I don't know. Well, what do I know? I'm just an old guy. I don't even have a place to live. What do I know? I mean, I'm just a homeless Canadian. Yeah, here you go. Uncle Bruce's quote of the day. Wall Street says never sell, and senators never walk away. Not ever, ever, ever do they walk away. I mean, what was this guy's name? Johnson in Wisconsin, Senator Johnson. Isn't he like 82? He promised the last time he ran, this is the last time. This is it. I'm 76 or whatever he said he was. I won't run. He changed his mind in the last 6 months of his term. Oh, I got to run because there's just nobody out there who can replace me that's better than me. I got to run. This guy's a piece of work. I'm blown away by how it works out there. But I gotta say, on behalf of the outside world looking in, there's one problem that certain elected officials have, and that problem is I don't know if it's fully appreciated because it might not show up in polls. But I got the impression that that Roe versus Wade decision, that Supreme Court decision, is could be the reason we get results in the midterms in the U.S. that we're not expecting. Because everyone is expecting a very tight, close situation, and that the House might flip, the Senate might flip, it might stay right where it is with a razor thin, majority for one party or the other. But if this Roe versus Wade thing really does what some experts are saying it'll do, it could be really one-sided. It could really go the Democratic way. But it's up to one group of voters that have to show up. They have to show up and vote. They have to do it. They have to be motivated. Now, these voters showed up in the midterms during Trump's presidency. They showed up. They were the ones who were marching in Washington the first week of the Trump presidency. They're the ones who had the pink hats and pink gloves. The female vote. If the U.S. female voters are as upset as I think they are, and they show up en masse at the ballot box on the midterms, there could be a decided gain in the House and Senate for the Democrats. There could be. They have to show up, though. It's not up to the Latino voters. It's not up to the African Americans. It's up to females. The females. How upset are they really about this whole Roe versus Wade debacle? Because it's been a slow motion train wreck now for 6+ years. When Obama couldn't nominate Garland for the Supreme Court with a year and a half to go in his presidency, the Senate wouldn't even consider the vote because Republicans had the Senate. They decided we'll wait for the election. Well, let the American people decide. Then who came into office for 4 years, and 3 justices later, look out, including the last justice who was nominated with 6 weeks to go before the election. Put her through right now. We don't have to wait for an election. The American people decided 4 years ago. Yeah. How upset are the American women out there? And when pollsters call, they lie. They say, "Oh, I'm going to vote like I've always voted. I'm going to vote for this party." They don't tell the truth. They're going to silently walk into that ballot box and make their move, and then walk back out. And the results will start coming in, and the deniers are going, "What? We're even worse off than we were last. What?" That is going to be a most interesting thing if that were to happen. On the outside looking in, I'm just going, I don't know. If one of the two houses flips, one of those two goes, we have got economic turmoil. We have got a market that is going to tank like you have never seen before because everything will stop. 2 years, total no action on anything, no cooperation, and it's going to be the international community is going to punish America badly for that. That's my take. That's just my take. I'm not threatening anybody. It's just my opinion. You got yours, I got mine. But if it does go Democratic and the Senate goes 55-45 for Democrats, then yahoos like that Virginia guy, Manchin, that guy is out of business. That other yahoo in Arizona, that female that has been putting up, she's out of business. If you've got enough votes over top of the 51, 52, 53, all of a sudden stuff gets done. There will be all kinds of shenanigans by the minority. Of course, it's Senate. But watch out for bills to come to the floor of these chambers that are very middle class, lower middle class friendly, big time. It's going to be at the chagrin of the upper end folks, the upper end guys. But the upper enders, they're running out of them. There are fewer very well-to-do Americans every month. There's fewer of them, fewer because of the economic turmoil. They're getting poorer. Mansion prices are dropping. Multi-million-dollar real estate deals are drying up. Interest rates is destroying wealth for all kinds of Americans out there. And so the so-called really well-to-do crowd is shrinking. It's shrinking in Europe. It's shrinking in the UK, shrinking in the United States. If the females show up and do what they could do, in theory, if they're just as angry now as they were 4 years ago, the first midterm for the Trump administration, watch out. This really could be something. Anyway, I'm just saying, observing from a distance, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea how this is going to go. The Dow is up 328 right now. 328-point gain on the Dow Jones in the pre-market. We're up 42 on S&P. We're up 136 on NASDAQ. And I say to you, if you've got options that are dying today, next week, or the week after, you have a golden opportunity here on a silver platter to buy back your short-term calls and now right into December for big, fat, juicy premiums. Because if you think that this market's just going to go up, 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 up like Goldilocks, you are sadly mistaken. That is not going to happen. We're going to get an increase in the Fed. The Fed will become the dominant story of this market in about 2.5 weeks from now, because this is October the 14th. November 2nd and 3rd, I believe, are the Fed meetings. So right away, we're going to get the bad news. And it is a 0.75% increase without any doubt whatsoever, in my mind, coming our way. We're going to see how all this plays out. I see GameStop at $25.95, up 39 cents. Yesterday we gained 850 points. We're now up 320 points here. That's almost 1,200 points. And what has GameStop done in the last day and a half? I mean, really? We've gone from where were we on the 7th of October last week? We were at 25.40. We were on the 10th of October. I guess that's Monday. We're 26.06. Then for a moment on the 11th, we got down to 24.03. Then we got up to 26.14 on the 11th. On the 12th, we're at 26.25. Then we crapped out at 24.13 again on the 13th. That's yesterday. And we closed out yesterday. What did we close out yesterday? At 25.56. We're 25.95. We've gone nowhere on this GameStop market in the last week. Absolutely nowhere. And a lot of you out there have been making a lot of money. Because you guys were able to buy back calls for less than you wrote them for, or barely a little higher than what you wrote them for, and you now have moved into some really nice calls for some serious premium monies to give you protection up to $30, $31 a share. Beautiful job, everybody. And you're sitting on a mountain of money, which is what your job is to be sitting on a ton of cash. To be in charge of your destiny. I think it's great. Same thing with HPQ and with other issues. You have written contracts out there, you've moved forward, and you've taken the money off the table and said, hey, option gamblers, tell you what, why don't you park your money in my account? I'll hold it for you, and I'll give you some back later on. Beautiful, wonderful people that you are. I'm showing Rocket Lab up 12 cents. I've got SoFi up 8. GameStop up 39. Oh, my. AMC's up 22 combined. Matterport up a dime. 23andMe is up 2 cents. Spire's up 4. ATIP, I don't think we have any trades yet this morning. Smart Rent up 9 cents. Cyxtera down 4.5. Over at Apple, up $1. That's it. This stock is not leading the run here. Goldman up 47 cents. These bank stocks tentative. Cisco down $1.66. This stock had a beautiful day the other day. Now it's down. It was up 134 yesterday, down 166 this morning. Tesla is up 272. You'd think Tesla would be up 10% with all these wonderful thoughts. No, not happening. ARC Innovations up 66 cents. Microsoft up $1.26. Bed Bath Beyond is up 8 cents. Pfizer's up 22 on top of the 95 it gained yesterday. HPQ up 37 cents to 26.40. 133 gain yesterday. So it's nice to have a little more coming, but not a lot more. Carvana is up 61 cents after losing 20 yesterday. Twitter up a dime at 50.45. Google up 120 and Amazon up 112 a share. Yeah, interesting stuff. And, watching all the nonsense going on out there, what was announced this morning that no one's talking about? What came out? A big economic announcement, a huge deal, and no one is even mentioning this thing. It is the proposed takeover, Kroger taking over Albertsons, $25 billion deal. And no one is even blinking about it. Did you ever think in your lifetime that you would see a deal of that magnitude and it wouldn't even raise as much as an eyebrow in the overall market? $25 billion acquisition. I don't think the deal can go through, personally. I have a suspicion that too much concentration will be in the hands of Kroger, so I don't think it'll happen. But $25 billion deal. And I think it's an all-cash offer. $25 billion in cash. That means Kroger has to go to the bond market to raise the cash. I don't know how Kroger actually thinks that this is going to work economically if they don't get, even if they don't get a Justice Department interference. Because if I'm an accountant, or if I ask the bean counters to give me the lay of the land, and I say to the bean counters, hey, we're the board of directors here. As the chairman of the board, I want you to tell us what the implications would be if we were to try to take over Albertsons for $25 billion. How much would it cost us to borrow this money? Because, we have some money around, but, we have lines of credit. Yeah. But we're going to have to go to the bond market. Will the bond market buy into this? Would they be eager to make this happen? And what would make it eager? What would make the bond market eager to lend us money? Now, who's the bond market? Pension funds. It's the pension funds. Would the pension funds be interested in buying Kroger debt to allow Kroger to buy out Albertsons? That's what it is. That's who it comes down to now. Institutional investors who have the trillions under admin. And Kroger has to go, okay, well, if it's going to cost us 6% interest, that comes off the top. I mean, how much net profit is going to come out of Albertsons to us? How many of our stores or of the Albertsons stores, all the brands that we both control, how many of these do we have to shut down because we're within a half a mile of each other everywhere in the United States? I mean, in St. Louis, how many stores do we each have? How much in Los Angeles? How many in Seattle? How many in Philadelphia? How many in Miami? I mean, across the country, we are everywhere. And in some cases, we're across the street from each other. We can't keep both of them. Somewhere we keep one and lose the other, which means, of course, layoffs. We're going to let people go. We're going to let the top managers of one of these two we're going to back off. In other words, we're going to go across the board and say, okay, well, in Kroger and in Albertsons and stuff, we're going to lay off 25% of the senior management of both companies, right up to the senior VP level. And if you're 55 and older, we're just going to buy you out. We're going to let you go. How many of these people are going to be let go? How many of the mid-managers are going to be let go? How many cashiers are going to be dumped off in the next 2 years? There's going to be massive consolidation if this is allowed to happen. Then think about the real estate factor. how many shopping mall operators, strip mall operators that have the grocery store here, the Chinese restaurant here, the laundromat here, the dentist here, the eyeglass person there. How many of these properties are going to be decimated when either an Albertsons branded department, a grocery store, or a Kroger will leave that property? The spin-off effects are going to be devastating, all right? But for Kroger, their attitude is, well, what's the interest cost going to be? What's the net margin going to be of the company? What is it now? What's it been historically? And what can we make it? If we get rid of a third of their locations and we offload all of their senior personnel, can we run it more efficiently through our system than they've been doing through their system? And will that more than compensate us for the 6%, 7% interest costs we're going to have? What about that? And then also, what about customer loyalty? How many customers are going to be so upset that they don't have their local so-and-so store anymore, and they're never going to walk into our store because they don't ever want to deal with us, and they're going to go to a third party? What about that? Or we had 5 stores in a region, and now we're going to have 2 stores in a region, and these 2 stores are going to be overloaded with customers because you're asking 5 stores of customers to go to 2, and that means Friday after work and all day Saturday, these stores are going to be overrun with customers. They're going to get upset and they're going to go elsewhere because they're not going to wait in line 15 minutes to check out at aisle number 6 because of lack of competition. And what about the pricing? And this is what's happening at Kroger. They're saying, can we raise our prices if we get rid of these guys, especially in the Chicago area or the Phoenix area? We've been getting our butts handed to us in Phoenix. But if we can get rid of those stores and make them our stores, we can just raise prices on everything because we control 70% of the grocery market or whatever the number might be. Can that help us? Can we do this? Because we're not doing this because we're nice guys. We're doing this to make money. Okay, it's nothing personal. It's just business. And Godfather 101, you take these guys out and then turn them into your guys. And the consumer is the loser. All right, let's get to the quick. All right, you guys who are shopping for groceries in some of these regions in the USA are going to be losers because there's less competition. There aren't as many deals anymore, and the prices are going to go up. The other losers could be Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and other massive suppliers, Kraft Foods and Johnson & Johnson. Why? Because there aren't 2 buyers for your merchandise. There's 1 buyer, and that 1 buyer is the dominant buyer in this region, and you adhere to that buyer's deal or you don't sell into their store. Think about it that way. So now all of a sudden, all these other companies that supply goods into Kroger's massive machine, they could be under pressure. So this deal, yeah, it's a $25 billion deal, all right. Yeah, but it could be a $100 billion debacle for the complete upending of business down the line through the chains. It's massive. And no one's talking about it today. I saw the headline, and that was it. The Kroger people are under tremendous pressure by activist investors. Activist investors have been buying up some stock, demanding they get seats on the board of directors. They want the company to change their ways. What have activist investors been yelling at the Kroger board to do? Get smaller. They've been telling them to sell off divisions you have. You're too big. You're too lethargic. You're slow. They've been trying to make them break it up. They would be delighted if Kroger turned into 3 separate publicly traded companies and do each one separately. And shareholders of Kroger now would be shareholders of 3 Krogers. All right, Kroger 1, Kroger 2, Kroger 3. And those 3 are independently managed and operated and have nothing to do with the mothership anymore. That's what activist investors wanted. What did the Kroger board do? They fought off the activist investors and have announced we're going to take over Albertsons. We're going to get larger. That's the opposite. It's the George Costanza effect. We're going to get larger. I don't see this deal making money for anyone. I can certainly see top management and the board of directors of Albertsons Albertsons. I can see all those guys walking away with billions in compensation and benefits as a whole and all that. The shareholders are all getting bought out. Yeah. Sure, the top 10% of the Albertsons chain and everything, they will walk away very wealthy. The 90% and below will be laid off, let go, furloughed, and will be out of a job. And now will be on the street looking for something else to do. So there will be some winners, but there will be many, many losers. And for Kroger shareholders, they're saddled now with a massive overhanging debt. And they are now watching Kroger systematically pare down all of these secondary stores at a cost of just billions of dollars of reorganizational costs. Massive. It's a tax write-off, I'll grant you that, but it's going to be 5 years before Kroger shareholders get anything out of this deal. And what happens in the next 5 years in the grocery business? That's a lifetime. That's a ridiculous lifetime. And so the activist investors aren't going to be happy. And the average investor in Kroger cannot possibly be happy with how this is going. So this is a lose-lose, except for the top 10 percentile. Now, the top 5%, the top management of Kroger, the top guys and the board of directors, they're making out like bandits. They're going to be given all kinds of bonuses for a job well done because they're going to congratulate themselves on a job well done. They're going to dominate the business even more. Their perks are going to be wonderful. I'm certain that the corporate jet fleet of Kroger is going to be made up of the nicest, finest corporate jets to ferry their top people around to keep an eye on all those grocery stores and distribution centers and all their other businesses. So there's winners, but just like in any other gigantic entity, whether it's a country or a corporation, at the top, life is good. Below the top, you're just grinding your ass off to try to get by. That's all there is to it. All right. Is it fun? Oh, yes. It's the free market. Exactly. Anyway, there it is. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. I have 6 minutes left. We're going to open in 6 minutes. Let's see what happens. U.S. shopper retail spending was flat in September, headline says, as the consumers faced high inflation and rising interest rates. How do you think this is going to go at Kroger? How do you think it's going to work out over there? By the way, Beyond Meat, that company, I think they're offloading 20% of their work staff. They're offloading 20% of their staff globally. The artificial meat business started off with a huge, phenomenal run. We're down to reality now. Not so phenomenal anymore. We're not as good as it was. What can I say? All right. Well, let's just see how the market wants to open this morning. We're opening in 5 minutes, and I got the Dow up 266. I wonder if we're even going to have a green day today when it's all said and done. We might be off 500 points later today. We might just give this all back because guess what game has come to town? It's called the volatility game. And you saw it yesterday in the pre-market and in the market itself. We were up hundreds of points, down hundreds of points, and then we were down hundreds of points during the market and up 800 at the end of the day. What did we have? A 1,500 point spread between low and high yesterday. Volatility has arrived to the stock markets as a whole because there's volatility in the bond markets. And when there's volatility in the bond markets, there is carnage in the equity market. Yesterday was an 800 point gain, 827 points. Good for the market. Now let's see what kind of follow through that is going to get. Remember a week ago, Monday, Tuesday, we went up 1,500 points in 2 days. An 800 point gain, a 700 point gain. And then what happened for the rest of the week? It started giving it back and kept giving it back until yesterday. Now we have a gain. Do we have another gain today? Do we gain 1,500 points like we did last week, Monday, Tuesday? Or is it a one-day gain yesterday? And then today it's the beginning of another downturn for another week. I think we're in a channel, a trading channel, as I've said a number of times. We go up 1%, down 1.5%, up 1%, down 1.5%, and the channel keeps dropping off. And you don't notice it when you're in the middle of it because there's flames all around you. You don't realize that just behind that wall of flames, it's okay. We're in this incredible turmoil, but you back off a little bit, get the drone up there, and take a look down, and you go, "Oh yeah, I see what's going on. We've got this downdraft, this trough going and going and going." What would cause that? All kinds of factors. The latest one, the imploding of the United Kingdom, the UK imploding on itself, having all kinds of ugly problems. And it's beginning to show personnel being let go. Unbelievable. I noticed here that the US 10-year Treasury was sitting at 3.96 yesterday. It was sitting at 3.94 overnight. It was sitting at 3.9 at 4 a.m. It is now at 3.86. So the US 10-year is dropping and dropping and dropping in yield. The interest rate on the US, the UK 10-year is going up. It was as low as 3.87%, and it was just touching 4.13%. It's going the opposite direction because there's turmoil in the UK, and it's showing. The euro is rising against the dollar, trying to. It got down to as low as 97.1. It's now 97.5. The pound was as high as 113.50 last night. It was as low as 111.1 this morning. And right now we're sitting at 112.3. This isn't stability at all. This is total instability at the moment. Now we'll see how the futures play it out. The market wants to play it out. Crude is down 173. It gets it. Crude understands demand for crude oil is backing off going forward, much worse than the markets had anticipated. That is what's happening with crude oil. Much worse than had been anticipated. And crude oil is dropping in price right now. There you go. All right, we're about to open in 1 minute. Welcome all to the program, the show, the good times, the fun times. Woohoo! River City says, River City Games, my wife is a manager with Kroger. She just got the email. The CEO says the deal is scheduled to close in 2024. I suspect between now and 6 months from now, the Justice Department will be all over these guys. The amount of moves they're going to have to make to satisfy the Justice Department might kill the deal. We'll see what's going on. All right. Oh, are we having fun? Thank you, everybody, coming in here. Not Larry Titus, eastbound and down. The bells are ringing. Wing Commander, the bells are ringing. JR, the bells are ringing. We are open. We're trading. We're here. We're running it. Let's see what this market wants to give us today, Friday. What kind of a dead cat bounce continuation are we on, if any, going into this move here, everybody? Thank you for popping in and seeing us and hanging out with us today. I just wonder just how it's all gonna go. Never, ever a dull moment in this world of economics. It never the same day twice, right? It's just never the same day twice. GameStop 25.72. I'm gonna double check that. Let me refresh my big ass iPad. 26.10. I think we have for GameStop, up 54 maybe. Let's see if I can get this to really give me the number. 26.23 maybe. Beyond Meat executive to depart after suspension over nose biting incident. I mean, who would have thought biting a guy's nose would get you fired from your job? I mean, what does this world come to today when you can't even have an honest nose biting brawl anymore? In the world we live. What kind of world is this? So unforgiving. Wow. Does anyone want to hire this guy? Anybody else want to pick him up? Wow. I wonder. Anyway, we're up 150 on the Dow. Goodness gracious. I don't know. Moderna's up 8 cents. Amazon is up 130. And now I'm going to suspend those quotes. I'm not sure what those mean anymore. My phone is glitchy. I've got the Dow, I think, up 186 right now. I think that's what we have at the moment. Yeah, goofy markets this morning, just goofy. One second, let me kind of reload my phone. Come on, telephone and big S iPad work properly. I think we're up 206 on the Dow now. Okay, we're down 51 on Moderna. We're up 136 on Amazon. We're up $4.27 on Tesla. If you've written Tesla calls, do nothing. Sit tight, do nothing. There's depreciation coming your way because there's pressure on Tesla. $6 billion of pressure on Tesla stock. We haven't even seen that yet. Let's see here. What else is going on? Yeah, here we go. A fake meat man gets fired for eating real meat. There you go. It's wokeness gone mad, Bruce. There you go. It's too much fun. It's just too much fun. Oh my gosh. Too much. It's crazy. It's insanity. It's nuts. Thank you all for come on back. Welcome, beer, everybody. John Biscuit. I remember the days when you could go to work, beat up a few people, go home for a nice slice of brawn on toast. I mean, those are the good old. Whatever happened to those? Can't we make it great again? Can't we just go back to the good old days and be able to do that? Oh my gosh. The other day, I got to tell you a story. I heard this last night from a very good friend of mine, and I wanted to mention this today. Just give me 1 second, though. I've got to take care of one little thing. I got to go members only on the comments, folks. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please become a member of this channel and let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions about this market, let me know. But you know what? The other day, I think it was the day before yesterday, I stumbled across a video on YouTube, and it was it looked like what it was a recording of a show from was indicated that the show was a 1965 broadcast of the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was, quote, a colorized version of the Ed Sullivan Show. And it included the Beatles, and I cannot recall this show in my memory bank. I've got a block here in my brain about this show ever existing. I know the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show live in I guess it was February '64 when they came to New York, and they were they became the sensation. And then, of course, the Beatles did a quick tour to Washington. They went to Miami. They were on the Ed Sullivan Show down there, and then they came back in '65 for another tour, and that's when they did Shea Stadium, and the rest is history. So anyway, I was my a good buddy of mine and I were talking yesterday, and he mentioned this video, and I said, I saw this video. I watched it. He said, well, we both caught this video independent of each other on YouTube. What are the odds? I mean, there are billions of shows on YouTube, including this incredible channel with these phenomenal people over here. Who would have thought that we would both find this one Beatle thing on the Ed Sullivan Show colorized? I mean, what are the odds? Anyway, then he said something else to me that was really interesting. I just wanted to mention this. He says, "Were you watching any of the commercials that were on in 1965? Because the entire show was on the YouTube thing." He said the whole 60-minute show, which included all the commercials. Did you notice the commercial where the husband came home and he was in a real foul mood from work, and he was all tensed up and he was all just riled up, and the housewife calmed him down by having him take two what was known as a medication known as, I think it was Dristin. It's like Bayer aspirin of the day, or Tylenol of the day. I think it was called Dristin or something like that. And I thought, you're telling me that on national television in 1965 on a Sunday night, one of the most watched television shows in all of America and in Canada, because Canada had the show too, You're telling me that there was a national commercial that featured a husband coming home from work, angry and quasi-aggressive in his demeanor to his housewife, and she got him to take 2 pills to calm him down. That was the message in 65. Can you imagine an ad like that today where a riled up husband would come home and yeah, in this particular commercial, I didn't know if there were any children involved in this making of this commercial. It was just a husband and wife thing. But can you imagine the political and fallout of the world if that kind of a commercial was made for a brand name pharmaceutical, to, in other words, calm your man down so he won't beat the crap out of you? I mean, what was the overriding message here? Oh my God. Drisden, right? The last part pronounced Dan, like the name Drisden. I just, wow. How has the world changed in 57 years? That's 65. This is 2022. 57 years. That was what was on national television to how many? 30, 40, 50 million viewers. This particular Beatles segment, I've never seen it before. I can't recall it. There's something about this that doesn't jive with me, and I've got to do some research on this. I don't understand it, but I don't understand how the Beatles, there was no way they didn't appear on Ed Sullivan 2 years in a row. I don't believe so. They appeared live in 64. They taped a segment in 64, a second live segment that appeared on Ed Sullivan 3 weeks later. The second week, they were in Miami live. So they were in New York live, Miami live. They went back home. And the third weekend, the third Sunday in a row, was a taped segment from the first Sunday that they had done in front of that same audience. That much I recall. I'm certain that's what it is. Beatle fans know this stuff. I'm a Beatle nut. I love the Beatles. But I was intrigued and I was enthralled to see it. And I loved the fact that it had been colorized. I thought that was really cool how that had been done. In any event, but the ad blew my mind. Just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. 1965. Wow. Just Drisden. Yeah, Drisden. Unbelievable. Uncle Bruce, I sold an HPQ $27 strike expiring Jan 20. I got $1.74. I could get over $2 for a 26 strike expiring February, but I'm worried it might go up more. Should I just fold my arm? Yeah, I say you're far enough out in January. You're more than far enough out. For now, we're going to be okay. I think we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. And let's just gauge this market and see how it wants to react. 26.28 is where the stock is at for HPQ. We're up 26 cents. You've written a 27. If necessary, if the market wants to improve, and I'm not saying that it can't, because HPQ is not what I call overpriced. It's, I think, underpriced stock. If in the next month HPQ wants to pop up to 27, 27 and a half, then you'll talk about a rollover. And you might write that February 17th. But then again, you might write a 28 Feb 17 and not a 26. But we'll deal with that if we have to. But at the moment, you're fine. This is a good move. Mirko, I am thumbs up number 60, by the way, with all that ranting and screaming and yelling and fist fighting and the Drisden ads and those upset husbands coming home from work with those poor little women waiting for him. I'm fine. Thank you, Mirko. Michael, congrats on beating the Avs last night. Bruce, yes, I did it. I did it last night all by myself. I have to say, I think I watched the first 10 minutes of the first period at my buddy's house. And then Jen and I had to come back here because we're exhausted. And then this morning I saw the highlights. That's fantastic. Anyway, Jen, I was just telling the viewers about the commercial that
the commercial?
Yeah, the commercial, the Drisden commercial. I don't know if you heard this conversation last night.
I don't think so.
Let's rile her up. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Pull the string. Here she goes.
Here we go. Just pull the string on the back of the dog.
Chatty Cathy.
Here we go.
Okay.
So last night we were at our friend's house, and I was having a chat with my buddy about the fact that we both discovered a YouTube video independent of each other.
Right.
Identical video. It was an Ed Sullivan show, apparently from 1965. I'm finding this hard to believe, but I'm not going to argue with it because I can't dispute it. But it had happened to be colorized, and it had two segments of the Beatles, three songs set at the first half of the show, and 3 songs set in the second half of the show. And I enjoyed it immensely, as did my good buddy, because we're both Beatle fans. But then he said something to me that I wanted to tell you, because I guess you didn't hear this, because you were hanging out with with
I was having my conversation.
You were having your conversation. So he said to me, "Did you see the ad for Driston?"
What is that?
Now Driston, and again, I'm trying to pronounce it properly because this doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, in U.S. drugstores. But back in the 60s, you had Bayer aspirin and you had Driston, kind of like a headache type tablet. I think it was for headaches, tension, stress. I don't.
Is it for women's problems?
Well, here we go. No. Here's where I'm going to rile you up. Get ready. Here it comes. Get ready. All right. So the ad is on national television. All right. You know how many people watch the Ed Sullivan Show, but when the Beatles are on,
yes, cajillion.
So 50 million Americans out of 200 million Americans are watching this live, and this is a commercial that ran all the time. It was a husband coming home from work, and the wife is the typical American housewife. Because after all, that was the way it was back.
So she was on drugs, is what you're saying, that were prescribed by her doctor?
Just listen to me. Listen to me now. No. Just hear me out. Hear me out. He comes home, and he's all pissed off. He's all stressed out.
He had a bad day.
He's the one who's all. And what does she do? She whips into the bathroom, and she gives him 2 Driston. She gets him to take 2 Driston tablets. And all is well again. He's calmed down. And I'm looking at my buddy going, wait a minute. We got a husband who is, they're big. They're bigger than the wives. And he's all amped up, and he's all bringing home this anger and frustration. And she's running to the medicine cabinet to try to get him to take 2 pills that will make it all fine. And it's like, this isn't the first time.
No.
This isn't the first time this has been going on. And I'm thinking, what? This ad cannot run in today's world. No. There's no way you can offer a pill that will calm your husband down so he won't beat the holy crap out of you when he gets home from work.
Exactly.
I didn't notice. He didn't tell me anything about children in the ad or anything like that. He had he came home, and the missus was there.
And knew what to do.
And I don't know the ages of these.
And load the rifle.
I didn't know the ages of these people.
Yeah.
I didn't see the ad.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I'm going, what? This is on prime time Sunday night television into the homes of America. This is accepted normal behavior in 1965. Can you imagine? That ad would never. There would never be an ad like that.
Or you met your husband at the door with a martini,
wearing something slinky.
Yes.
Wow. We got to make America great again. We got to go back to the old ways, because this whole new thing about talking it out, this is bunk. We got to go back to the old days.
My mother has a red rose cookbook. And one of the things it talked about was being planned. You've got to plan your meal during the day. So you have about 20 minutes of me time so that I can get in that bedroom and just sparkle myself up so that when my husband walks through the door, he'll have a wonderful aroma and he'll have a beautiful wife wearing makeup and pumps for some reason in the house. Wearing high-heeled shoes.
I agree with that.
And a martini in hand.
Now
which it had recipes of how to make your cocktails.
Now that's a world I can go with.
There you go. Make it great again.
Oh my God. Wow. Unbelievable. Here's something Tiff is saying in Germany.
Okay.
We used to have a product called Frauengold, women's gold.
Okay.
Frauengold. The ads showed hysterical women who calmed down because of the product.
Speed.
It had 16% alcohol and was pulled due to health concerns.
Well, that's like Jägermeister.
Well, wasn't Geritol also heavily liquored up?
It could have been.
I'm not sure if that was
Maybe
it.
it was just heavily caffeine.
Tiff says, if you speak German, search for the ads on YouTube. It's pure gold. It's pure gold. Credit Savage. Oh, I get it. He's got a headache. Yes. Bartman, coffee refill time. Credit Savage, because she is usually the one with the headache, laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Miraculous.
Right.
140 thumbs up. Good morning, Bruce. Nick, thank you. Domino's will be ordering lots of pizza. Covered Domino's with a profit of $13,750 on the down dip. Nice going,
awesome.
Nick. DQ congratulates Nick. DQ, glad it worked out. Boo, nice, Nick. What are you going to do with the
It's
profit?
nice to have pizza pay you.
Frauengold. Oh my gosh, Frauengold. I don't know. Kids.
I gotta look for it. You know, for any day where I'm feeling, good,
Just
and
a
happy and complacent.
Yeah, a little off. You're just not yourself.
You're
not your,
lots of books I can read.
you're not your perky little old self when the hubby comes home.
Yes.
Credit Savage is saying, Uncle Bruce, do you remember the one show where the guy would tell his wife, "To the moon, Alice"?
That's
Oh
right.
Yeah, making a fist at her.
Yeah,
You beat the crap down by.
How?
That's
To the
right.
moon?
That's right.
Yeah.
The Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason. That's
Yeah.
right.
Alice to the moon.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
I
we grew
know.
up with. And seeing, like last night we were watching, because the Thursday night football was so
It
stellar,
was so exciting.
just captivating.
You couldn't change the channel
couldn't
unless
take
you
your
did.
eyes off. And we were watching the 1965 or 1956? 1956 NFL championship
On
game.
YouTube.
Yes, and it was astounding. The field, the players, and all this. But they highlighted some of the players, and there were 3 players of color.
3 African American players.
3.
1955, 56.
Yes. Otherwise, a sea of white.
Sea of white. And who was it
A
saying?
sea of men and a sea of white.
Was it you telling me, or was it our buddy telling us about the Bob Hope introducing the All-American team in 1962 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was all the white
It's
players
all white guys.
and O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. Yeah. And OJ.
Oh,
Yeah.
my. Well, the world has
Oh, it
changed.
was unbelievable.
The world has
And
changed.
it shows you that
Gosh.
we are getting so much better. That when you look at it, it takes you a millisecond to go, where are the colored people? Where's the color? Can I have some color in this?
Where's the talent? Where are the best players? Where are these guys? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Unbelievable. Walk down memory lane. You want to, time machine, YouTube, time machine, absolute
Yes.
time machine. Whether you're watching this channel from a year ago or so, or you're watching videos from the 50s and 60s, it's unbelievable the opportunity to
Having
watch
said
from way back
that, we
when.
now have lots of color and we now have lots of voices, and we're getting much better at that. I heard this morning in Alberta, one of the richest provinces in Canada,
Right here.
46%, almost half of all Indigenous youth live in poverty.
Yeah.
46%.
Yep. And for them to get out,
That's
next to impossible.
appalling.
Yeah. And that's why the suicide rates are so high,
We can do
and the
so
crime
much
rates
better.
are so high, and the
And the
incarceration
drugs,
rates.
and
And we have money to burn
Yes,
to
Indigenous
make it
men
better.
make up 5% of our population in Canada, but they make up something like 70% of our prison population.
It's so sad. Yeah, it is really.
How can
really
you not look at that?
It is really in a way a national embarrassment, but it is buried.
absolutely
It is a buried fact, and go to any country and find the flaws of any country, and you'll find
Yeah.
them. Yeah, it's amazing.
46% is just
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Well, clean running water on
Yes.
Indian reservations was a top priority of the Liberal government 8 years ago when they came to
They
power.
still don't have.
And they've announced
They
a
still have to drink
multi-billion-dollar
water.
program, but it takes 15 years to implement it, to get it done.
It's
Unbelievable.
insanity.
It's insanity. Yeah.
just insanity. Yeah.
Fun times, eh? Fun
So,
times in Canada.
My lovely white privileged husband, what would you like for breakfast?
Oh, darling, thank you for those 2 Driston tablets this morning, because I was getting all riled
Are you
up about the Bank of
feeling
England
calmer now?
today, and I didn't want to go, pow, right in the kisser, says DQ. That's right. Lame duck number 148. Bill Dick. I just found a similar Beatles colorized version with a similar commercial for Anison. Guy gets home and was barking at his wife. It's Anison. It wasn't this. It was Anison. That's the one. Kazoo the Beatles is the handle. There it is. Bill, you found it. Thank you, Bill. That's the video, and it's Anison. I don't know why I thought it was Driston. Why? What am I thinking? Driston. Wasn't that was like a cough?
No, it was a nostril blower.
That was like a contact C thing. There's a Driston, right? Yeah. I'm mixing up. Anison. Yes, thank you, Bill. Thank you. You're saving me today. The lame duck. Do you remember they came out with glasses that made your black and white TV color? Remember those? Yes, and
Really?
I remember they had a screen you could put in front of your black and white that would make it look colorized. Garbage. Yeah. Who cares? Geritol ingredients: invert sugar, purified water, alcohol 12%, brewer's yeast, etc. Yeah, and it was heavily promoted in the 50s. Heavily. Driston is a cold medicine. There we go. DQ. We got it.
I used to buy Jägermeister in the
pharmacies. Jägermeister. That was a
it was a tummy thing.
That was a tummy thing.
And
yeah.
grape water. I don't know what they call it in
grape
other
water.
countries.
Yeah.
Grape water for your babies.
Schlivovitz. I think is what that is.
It's just alcohol for your baby.
Alcohol for your kid. I remember Geritol was promoted by the number 1 television personality, the number 1 radio personality in America for a long, long time, like maybe a decade. Yeah. And that was the guy with the red hair. The pitchman of pitchmen. He had the talent scouts, and then he got off the air in the 60s. Oh, Bruce. When I'm under pressure, I always forget these guys' names. It'll come to me.
In the show, you'll just blurt out a name.
Yeah, but he was the number 1 radio and television personality in the 40s and the 50s. The pitchman of pitchmen. No. There was also you remember Kids Say the Darndest Things? Art Linkletter.
Yeah.
He was a pitchman, but this is not the guy I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy with the red hair. Somebody will tell me who Arthur Godfrey. DQ, you bailed me out. Arthur Godfrey was a Geritol promoter, as was anybody else in radio and TV. They were all promoters of this stuff. 12% alcohol by volume. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it'll make you feel better, all right. And give it to your kids. I'll give you that vim and vinegar. Yeah. Oh, it'll give you it's a pick me up. Make sure to give it to Grandma because she's a little lethargic. Give Grandma a shot of this. She'll get going. Oh, yes. Tiff says Jägermeister is a great product if you want to throw up. 1 zip is enough. I'm sure your tummy feels better after that. Mirko, Jägermeister is still a thing in Germany now. They drink it mixed with Red Bull.
Yes. It's a thing in Canada.
Yeah, the GameStop 25.93. We're up 39 cents, and that's all. Thank you, DQ, for helping me out. Good Googling DQ.
And just to get on my soapbox there,
way to go in there, huh?
Stop drinking Red Bull, people.
Oh, Red Bull.
Those caffeine drinks, when they mix them with alcohol, normally you would pass out from the amount of alcohol you have drank, but the Red Bull and the caffeine allows you to really get alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And if you are a young man, it's really dangerous. And if you are of African-American descent, it's really dangerous. I used to slap those kids upside the head in high school.
Will Smith dope slaps.
Yeah.
See, Jen couldn't get fired. She was a volunteer.
That's right. You can stop me from hitting them.
But the teachers would say to Jen, could you talk to so-and-so for me?
Yeah.
You can say stuff I can't say.
I need to help you focus.
Okay, now let's get with it. Are you focusing now? Here, have some Geritol.
Yeah.
She didn't do that.
Have this coffee. this chocolate bar and then off to class.
She gave the impression that she would do that, but she didn't do that.
off to class.
She gave the impression that she would do that, but she didn't do that. But
I know.
no one messed with Auntie Jen at school. No, as a matter of fact, at high school, students would come up to you and give you hugs all the time.
Yeah.
Because they loved you so
And
much.
people would say, "Oh, is that your child?" I'm like, no. You won't see her coming up and hugging me at school.
No. At high school, the kids would come up to her and hug her all the time because she listened. And then the teachers would give her hugs all the time because she made their lives a lot easier for all the little things.
And here's another little word of advice for all you parents out there. Your kids go to school and they tell us everything. They tell us everything.
Everything that goes on in your house.
Everything. And some of it is just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. They have nowhere else to turn.
Yes.
They have no one else to talk to but someone who's willing to listen.
Adults.
And they're searching for someone to talk to desperately.
Yeah.
Because they sure can't talk about it at home.
Just heartbreaking
They
stuff.
fear talking about it at home.
Think it's kind of emotional abuse. We had the one girl whose mother had never told her she was pretty. Ever in her life.
Yeah. Isn't this a fun show today? Aren't we having a good time on Option Expiry Friday?
And you wonder why I'm crazed. And why there's days when I want to just mow people down.
Yeah. We find that we like to give our daughter extra long hugs when we see her, but we can't do it because she gives us extra long hugs first. We're always the ones that are amazed by how extra long the hugs are from our own little daughter. Even though she's 34 now and all grown up, we get these extra long hugs that we just can't outdo her. It blows us away, but also makes us very proud. Folks, it's a fun day today on the overall markets, and welcome to the...
Almost as much fun as the finance minister of England.
That was a fun ride home. That must have been a fun plane ride coming back. You got to wonder about that.
And welcome to the big chair prime minister. Yeah,
Nick is going, hey, can someone dope slap Netflix and PayPal to go down, please? So they're resisting. Bill, a friend who gathered the whole neighborhood to watch Bonanza in color.
Yes,
his dad gets home, asks what's happening. He explains. His dad then tells him that they only have a black and white TV. Michael, anyone remember the original Ultimate Orange? Had a couple of football players in HS, ended up in the hospital from that stuff. I don't know them. The kids will ask if they can drink lean now. The kids will ask if they can drink lean now. Spicy. My wife was the lunch lady. The kids talk to her all the time. That's right. That's right. They search out someone that will listen. Everything. They tell you everything. Please listen to my tale of woe.
And they show me. Oh my gosh, they would show me stuff, and I'm like, I can't look there.
I can't look there.
That doesn't look healthy, but I can't look there.
Yep. It's crazy. DQ, Uncle Bruce, can you give Jen some Anacin?
Oh, it's too late.
Jen has her own medications that she likes to self-put together. Don't worry about that. There's all kinds of things that Jen picks up from time to time around here. DQ, she needs to calm down. Bama Babe, DQ, stop, laugh out loud. DQ, wow, big market drop. Look at the markets. We're negative now on the markets. We've been open 30 minutes. What happened to the 300-point run that we're supposed to have here? What happened to
how it works, right? That's what happened.
What should I have?
Tell me, Bagel, and you can talk market again.
Could you... It takes a bit of effort on your part, and I hate to impose, but I'd love this. We got brie.
But
do we have brie?
Yes, we have brie.
I love the brie without the outside, like just the creamy.
I know you don't like the rind, but the rind has so much good flavor in it. How about if I just cut it really fine and mix it? No, okay. And just melt it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, toasted, melted, everything.
Okay.
Please. Oh, that's going to be nice. Treat. Thank you. Michael says it was Ephrata is in it. It had effort in it. It's banned now. Joe, I'm a substitute teacher, and it's funny how much kids like me. I tell the teachers, you never like your parents as much as you like your fun aunt and uncle. And there's that too. Boris, Nick, at what price did you get on that PayPal there? Credit Savage, I want some real Coca-Cola now with Coca in it. Nick, I got him at 80. I went in there at 82.66, says Nick. Yeah, it's amazing how substitute teachers hear stuff that regular teachers don't. Volunteers, adult volunteers. Oh my God, do they hear stuff, especially when they trust you, when they realize what I tell you, you don't tell others. I'll tell you more. And then you really get it. It's incredible. Nick, I'm out with a profit of 6,500 on PayPal just now. Right on, Nick. Nice job, buddy. We're down 31 points on the Dow, 23 points lower on S&P. NASDAQ down 100 points. Negative sell wave has come in. The NASDAQ's off a point, 1 percentage point. S&P's down 0.66, Dow's only down 0.13. Oil down 2.19 a barrel to 86.92. That is what's going on here. Liz Truss, the Prime Minister of the UK, has dismissed the Finance Minister and has reversed corporate tax cuts. Interesting. Yes. Most interesting. Boris is saying, cool, it's 2% lower. DQ, that was the stuff that caused heart attacks, right? Ephrata, something like that. There's snake oils out there like you can't believe. Now working on Netflix short, right on, Nick. Wing Commander, I'm looking at potential stocks to write options on. Should we really tank? And premiums seem nice. Any other suggestions? I love the Apple. I love those premiums. Tesla premiums are incredible. Poor man covered calls might be the only way there. Again, I don't know if you can find any though that are good enough. Michael, DQ, heart attacks, strokes, etc. Yikes! Unbelievable. Now I show the Dow up 72 points. I'm showing it's positive 72 points. You want to tell me what's going on? Manipulation in the market? No. It's impossible. These are completely orderly markets. There's nothing to see here, Congress. There's no need to call any congressional hearings about the volatility of these markets. This is all natural trading in an all natural environment. Here, have some of this stuff right here. Enjoy some Geritol. It's all fine. It's a perk me up. It's a pick me up. Gotta love the 90s, says Michael. Gotta love the 90s. Moderna down 126. Amazon down 99 cents. Tesla down 449 to 217. Tesla option writers, sit tight. Apple down 165, sit tight. GameStop only up 24 cents to 25.80. The low of the day now for GameStop has been $25.60, and we're at 25.82 right now, with a high of 26.37. That is what we got going on. What else? We've got SoFi trying to do its thing. Let me double check on my updates over here because I can't rely on my phone right now. SoFi is down 2 cents to 5.07. We have Rocket Lab right now down 5 cents. We've got AMC and Ape down about 3 cents, 4 cents. Matterport unchanged, 23andMe down 13. Aspire seems to be up a penny, 109. ATIP is up 2.5 cents to 103.5. Smart Rent down 15. Cyxtera down 16. Apple down 136. Goldman down 84. Cisco down a penny. Arc Innovation down 27. Microsoft down 125. Nothing on Bed Bath & Beyond right now, no change. Pfizer off 4, HPQ up 9, Carvana down 24, Twitter up 7, Google down 46, Amazon down 64 cents. That seems to be what I think is the dominant market on some of our faves. We're up 101 on the Dow Jones. We have got wild swings here going on in this market, and I'm just I just kind of shake my head and go, volatility has arrived in the U.S. markets. Welcome everybody to the party, and you try and figure it out. Yeah, good luck with that. We're down 13 on S&P, NASDAQ down 77 points, 0.76. It's not recovering like the Dow is recovering, so I don't think the Dow can hold here. We're down 223 on oil. We were just ahead of the market, 89.39, 4 a.m. this morning, the Eastern time, 89.43. And then Europe opened up and the futures kicked in and down we went to 86.93 now on crude. This is a definite pullback. Crude in the let me take a look at the last just 5 days of crude oil. A week ago, we were at 92.70, and we got up to 93.30 for a while. On the 10th, I guess Monday, $90. On the 11th, the 89 range. On the 12th, back to this trying 89 range, and we began to falter to 87. On the 13th, 87 range, and then yesterday 89, and now we're at 86.90, backing up. Now for the last month, we were as high as 92.64 on the 7th of October, a week ago, 92. But prior to that, $82 on the 28th of September, $85 on the 19th of September. We've given back all the gains to now start approaching these September numbers. Back in August the 11th, $94. August, I'm not even sure what this date is. On July 20, the late July, 104. It's just come down, down, and down. A little bump here, and now we're backing off again on crude oil. All these fearmongerers are trying to convince the world that crude is going to $130 a barrel. There's going to be a bitterly cold winter. The German army is going to freeze to death just outside of Moscow, and we're going to have a tough time of it. I don't buy it. I just am not falling for that. I don't think so. Doesn't look to me like that is a possibility. There is crude everywhere. It just has to get to where it's got to go. And people are not panicking about oil crude supplies at all. And of course, demand for crude, I think, is falling off the table. We're at $25.62 on GameStop. We're up 6 cents a share on GameStop. Going nowhere on GameStop right now. All right. Look at that. JR is saying that ephedra has pseudo-different, what is on it? Precursor to meth. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Thank you, everyone. Jen, oh my gosh, here we go.
Oh,
look
no,
at that. Thank
sharp
you.
knife and fork.
Thank you, Jen. There's my melted brie on a bagel.
I don't know where you can put it.
I have no idea. I have no idea. We'll just do the best we can. We'll do the best we can. Probably have to grab it down here. On my lap. On my lap, I say. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Have fun with your Aniston and your Geritol and your other home remedies.
I don't think you need your blindfold today. We were a little cloudy out there, but what a spectacular sunrise.
It was a gorgeous sunrise today.
The sky was on fire.
It was gorgeous.
Is it warm? Is it hot? Don't burn your palate. That's good. But we don't have, normally I would put garlic on there. We don't have garlic.
You have to be old to know this. So I'll ask you.
Uh-oh.
You remember the TV show? It would be on in the daytime. Syndicated. Okay. We probably saw it after school.
Okay.
The chef from Australia.
Was he the Galloping Gourmet?
The Galloping Gourmet.
Kerr.
Yeah.
Somebody Kerr.
Something Kerr.
My mother loved him.
All North American women. All middle-aged North American women love this guy.
Enjoyed a glass of wine while watching the show.
He would have a glass of wine while making food. The guy would make a Chateaubriand, or he would make a wonderful crepe, stuffed crepe.
And he made everything.
And he had a flair for making food and presenting. And then he would have it, put it on a table.
Something Kerr.
And he would, at the end of the show, the last commercial break, he would say, "We'll be right back to test this and taste it." And he'd come back and he'd be sitting at the table. He'd have the glass of wine and the candelabra with the candles. I mean, I'm envisioning this. I can't guarantee this is what it was. But he would then have the taste. He would taste it. Well, let's just see what it's like. And he would taste it, and his expressions and his He would just be, it would be orgasmic. And women across North America and the world were watching this guy every afternoon while dad was at work. And he would do this.
There you go. Yes. Yes. And the wine. Oh,
and then the wine. One of the most popular syndicated shows of the 60s and 70s.
yeah.
It's funny, personable.
Yeah.
So
Can't
general.
remember his first name.
Graham Kerr.
Graham.
Hector, thank you, buddy. Graham Kerr.
Yeah.
He was the man.
Oh, my mom bought all of his recipe books, and yeah, loved it.
But he did the right thing. He backed away. The pressure too much.
Right. Yeah.
So he backed off and
Yeah.
backed up. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not, but Graham Kerr.
He would be elderly if he's still.
Oh, he'd be up there, obviously.
He'd be up there.
Yeah. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
Hold on, Bill. Miraculous. Bruce, we have snow here today. Oh, God. Good Lord. JR. Okay, I got my stink bids. I'm off to sub-teach in high school PE class. Life is good. Brie on a bagel. Ooh, la-dee-da. Yeah, so good. GameStop going down. We're 25.56, unchanged. Staying above water, fighting. Market is slipping again. Here we go. We're down 64 on the Dow again. Here we go. That's right, kids. This market has no reason to be higher. Zero reason to be higher at all. There's nothing but carnage out there, and I don't know why this market is hanging around here. Whatever, they had some Geritol yesterday. The old days, somebody found a case of that stuff. Man. Wow. Unbelievable. Everything's going down. Who would have thought that? Graham is still alive. Graham Kerr, 88, still alive. Way to go, Graham Kerr. Way to go. Nick, it's like inflation's still bad and consumers still spending money. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Galloping Gourmet. I'm sure there are YouTube videos of Galloping Gourmet. I'm sure. Just wanted to allow those savvy investors to buy at the high end of this market. Let them in there. Bring me your dough in the first 30 minutes of this day. And then hang on to this stuff. Oh, step onto that. See that shag carpet over there? Just stay over there for a bit. Yoink. Now, believe me, it's a rigged market, says Nick. Bama. Come on, stink bids hit. Let's go. Spicy. Qs are going up. Coyote people still spending money because what is the alternative? Starve? Have no power? What are you going to do? You make more money than you spend. And that's why you're here writing call options. Making more money than you're going to spend? Yes, you are. And there's people out there willing to hand it to you like you cannot believe. Option writers, congratulations. We're down 130 points on the Dow. We're down 325 on Moderna. Amazon down 177. Tesla down 734. Tesla option writers, keep your arms crossed. Relax. Apple down 228. GameStop up 1 penny. And I don't even know what's doing that. It looks like it's down a dime. Juice caboose. I had a nice everything bagel with a thin layer of butter topped with jalapeno schmear. Delish. Oh boy. Nick, Goody, I did buy at the high end. I bought puts. Goody. Bloomberg brings analysis and experts on who say they're confused that so many people are still working and spending. Yeah, they're trying to survive, buddy. Coyote, Juice Caboose, gang rise up. The jalapeno gang is rising up. 25.48 on GameStop. We're down on GameStop. Down 104 on the Dow. SoFi 501 down 8. HPQ down 14. Rocket Lab down a dime. AMC and Ape now down 13 cents, 12.5 cents. ME down 20. Matterport down 3.5%, ATIP up 2%, Smart Rent down 17%, Spire up a penny, Cyxtera down 20%, Bed Bath Beyond is off 6 cents, Pfizer down 35 cents, Boeing down 8 cents, Cisco down 31, Home Depot down 302. All these stocks are dropping in price. They're all heading lower. They've all turned red and are going further down. Carvana down 65, Robinhood down 27, Vanik down 490, IBM down 68, Microsoft down 270, Goldman down 313, Google down 125, Meta down 230. We are tanking everywhere. The entire market is turning red at the same time. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing. What can I say about all of that? Man, oh man, oh man. We're down 1.3% on NASDAQ. 0.34 on the Dow. Got some catching up to do here. Wow. Oh boy. 114-point drop on the Dow. Walk them all. Nick, I'm going to close the GameStop $30 call for Jan 20 and lock in the profit, and I'll write again later on. Well, not more power to you, but I think we're about to drop $1 on GameStop right now. You may want to take a larger profit on this, but you got to trade it the way you want to trade it. Right now, these markets are going lower. I don't see enough support here. But, what can I say? I'm going long on Radar Love. Right on, Mike. Boo. Hey, Wells Fargo, please go and stand on that shag carpet for a little while, would you mind? Splair needs help, everybody. Splair needs your help. What class number should he buy? 5-6, 4-6. Which way should he go? I know what I want to tell him, but what do you want to say to him? What classes should Splair be watching next? DQ caller on corn whiskey right now. Susan shops about. I'm the number 159 thumbs up, by the way. Nick, okay, I'll wait. Should I buy Apple for long now or wait? What should I do? What should I do? 140.64. Apple is dropping and it'll continue to drop. This 122-point drop is a nothing burger. We haven't ramped. We could be off 1,000 points today. Who wants to be long stock this weekend? Really? We're going lower. Glitch it, but we're going lower. Michael, I think Apple will drop more. I'm with you there. GameStop, 25.52 right now. Oh boy. Oh, kids. What a market we are witnessing here. Oh boy. The NASDAQ is leading the way, 1.38% lower. The Dow's trying to catch up. Michael, I'm waiting for the 119 neighborhood. Nick, I'm up 1,000 and I'm down 1,000. Nothing to see here. Deuce. Radio's playing that forgotten song. I'm grooving, baby. Let's go. Splair. I would just skip number 3 because it's about aggressive buying options. I want to focus only on writing. Splair, I have an answer. It's a standard answer with regards to my classes. Might be kind of boring, though. I don't know if you're going to like my boring answer. Jeff, HPQ is falling. Come to Papa. Come to Daddy. Down 23. 25.80. Juice caboose. SoFi, $100 million in deposits again, down 9 cents. Wow. Susan, multiply this by thousands of locations. I'm late turning in. Just got back to my local Walmart. So much inventory on sale at the front of the store, and I was told to go to their garden center to see more. I never saw so many markdowns. Who wants to buy stuff at the garden center on October the 14th? Hello? Yeah, markdowns. Michael, Deuce Caboose, let's see what November 1 earnings report brings us. Blair, yeah, but it is more important to learn first about some winning strategies and how to avoid mistakes. It's all good, Blair. I have HBQ cover calls expiring today for 25.50. Stay down, HBQ. Says who cares? HBQ for who cares? We're at 25.78. Oh my. Who cares? You could be bringing in some serious premiums here. You gotta step up. But anyway, whenever you're ready, you're ready. It's okay. Thank you for joining me. Oh, so good. Juice Caboose is excited. Mike, I'm excited to see their GAL Technisys numbers. Go SoFi, go. $5 on SoFi. 25.42 on GameStop. The Dow's off over 200 now. We're falling again. We're going lower, lower, and lower. That's what I think. That's where we're at right now. I think we're going a little lower. 219-point drop on the Dow. Okay. Oh, brie on a bagel. Oh, what a treat on a Friday. Brie on a bagel. Oh my gosh. Round as with a lot more puts on SPY. Down we go. Nick. There you go. Nick knows. Nick is aware how this game works. How is it? How is it that America's #1 discount retailer can be a member of the Dow 30 Industrial Average as one of the most powerful corporations in America? Just think of how many jobs they create in China. What a wonderful American company these guys are. Wonderful. I think you'd be shocked to learn how many miles senior Walmart executives rack up in private jets. I think you'd be shocked. Oh boy, this is delicious. Oh boy, this is so good. I think I'm going to pick up class number 6. Check it out. I'm going to pop this in here. Michael, the Visa certification for Galileo should help maybe next quarter too for SoFi. Nick, the 10-year US is about to touch 4%. Dow off 188 points. Cheers, everybody. Stink bids save lives. Welcome all to the party today. GameStop is 25.50 down 6. SoFi 499.5. HPQ 25.74 down 28 cents. The Dow off 196. Uncle Bruce, who cares, says, I'm just starting with poor man cover calls with HPQ. What did you mean? Roll to December. What do you mean? Well, I have been suggesting now for several days, advising the followers of this channel who are writing options, don't write options for next week or the week after. I would rather that you look at writing options into the end of November, into the middle of December, out of the money, so ahead of the stock. So on HPQ, look at writing $26 or $27 contracts as an example, out to the end of November or into December for as much premium money as you can get your hands on. Offer stink offers. Put out stink offers on HPQ contracts. Try to bring in dollars of premium, not pennies of premium. I want you to imagine that between now and 2 weeks from now, we could have a catastrophically bad couple of days on the whole market. And it could mean there are bargoons coming along on our favorites, including even HPQ. And I'm not guaranteeing that HPQ will fall off the face of the earth. No. But could it reach 22.50 for a while? If you've written $26 or $27 calls for dollars, those contracts will be pennies. You will scoop them back and keep the change, a lot of change. You will protect yourself. I don't want you to write an option today for the purpose of just spending that money right away into the market. And what I want you to do is build up a cash balance. I want you to build reserves of money. You're utilizing the opportunity to write dollar-priced contracts, multi-dollar priced contracts, $2s, $3s, $4s, $5 contracts on HPQ, GameStop, on Amazon, on Tesla. I want $10, $15, $20 premiums coming into your hands on Tesla. I want you folks writing calls on for top dollar on Pfizer, Boeing, Cisco, Home Depot, IBM, Microsoft, Goldman, Google, Amazon, whatever you like to write on. I want you to bring in top dollar premiums out a ways, definitely into November, December. And that way you're raising cash and just sit on it. Just sit on the money. Those of you who have margin accounts with margin debits, you have got to bring the debits down to near zero. You've got to. You have to immediately bring in big premiums to bring down the balances dramatically and just sit tight, cross your arms, and let the shenanigans go on here in this crazy market. Up 800 yesterday, down 137 right now. We were down 200 a minute or two ago. It is nuts out there. The bond market is in complete turmoil and disarray and getting worse. And it's going to affect the equity markets very aggressively, very heavily. And next week, no guarantees that this isn't going to get worse. You want to be cash rich. You want to be in a position where you've raised some nice money, where you can now buy back your call for cheap. You'll write new calls for even more cash. You'll be compensated for any downdrift on your stock. That's the point of writing options. And if they want to back off suddenly in one session, you may then use that opportunity to either buy more of those shares or buy deep in the money covered calls at prices you couldn't believe you had a shot at, and then turn around and start writing against those. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm recommending you look into, because writing a call for 85 cents and buying it for 50 cents is a nice little 30-cent game. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is it doesn't make you money. It makes you dimes, nickels and dimes. You've got to make dollars. You've got to write contracts for $4 and buy them for $1. You got to write them for $3.50 and buy them for 75 cents. If you can write $8 calls and buy them for $3, you need to make dollars of returns, because this economy of ours is not going to give you any handouts. You're going to get nothing but inflationary pressure on your accounts, on your cost of living. You're going to get massive volatility on this marketplace, and there are golden opportunities here where we have a run, you write, and we have a dip, you buy back, we have another run, you write, we have a dip, and you're bringing in dollars and dollars and dollars and constantly knocking down debit balances on margin accounts to zero and then build a credit, unthinkable. And on cash accounts, you have got to raise cash. You have got to have cash in hand, because when we get some of these killer days, we haven't got them yet, they're coming. We get some of these killer days, you've got to be in a position to be able to pull the trigger on some super deals, because there are going to be bloodbath days coming up. With volatility, it happens. It's inevitable. There are margin calls going out and about to go out over the next few weeks that are going to be catastrophic for hedge funds and other heavily leveraged entities out there and individuals. And you're one of the few that's going to be a buyer when everyone else is being forced out or is throwing in the towel because they just can't make it work. You have to be from a position of strength to take advantage of this market. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do here. Take this seriously. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I can't imagine the contrast of this calm channel versus the others who are freaking out right now. Susan shops about, like SoFi's Galileo is going to be their cash cow going forward. Plus the fact that the bank will be for Gen Zers. Tiff, oh, mighty crystal ball, tell me, will my GameStop 2550 expire worthless today? Now what else is going on? Nazareth, I wrote 25 strike for December 16. I got through 530 a share. 530 for 5,300 shares, arms crossed. This is exactly what I am talking about. This is exactly what we're looking at here. This is serious money coming into this account. This has to be the way. You guys, I don't want you bringing in $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. If at all possible, if you can do this kind of stuff when you have these kinds of positions, you've got to be doing this. Sitting on a mountain of cash and waiting to invest it at your leisure puts you in a power position. Right now, you are helpless. If you're sitting on calls that are dying this afternoon, and I got to tell you, I love you guys who are trying to make money on expiring contracts, but I got to say, if you're sitting on contracts right now that are got 40 cents or less in front of them, forget about it. Buy them back and get out of there. Move into these kinds of contracts here while you still can, and haul in these premiums on these ridiculous, these prices are crazy. I mean, Nazareth is offering a stock for $30.30 right now. I hope he gets exercised. This would be beautiful, because if the shares go to $26 and he gets taken out on that contract, he's laughing all the way to the bank, because he'll buy the stock back at 26. He just got taken out at 30. This is huge for you guys. You have to get ahead of this market. Forget the nickels and dimes, kids. Forget that. Move on. Alrighty, class bot, link directly received, saved in my secret YouTube watch list. Right on, Splair. Michael Deuce Caboose, another NASA contract for Rocket Lab, by the way. Now, Splair, I only have to struggle between 4 and 5. Nick, what's this? Vietnam beats China by doing it even cheaper, 10 cents. Deuce Caboose, I saw an article a couple of days ago that listed 5 aerospace stocks to buy. 4 of them were General Dynamics, Lockheed, etc. Spire was the 5th on the list. Pretty cool. Spire with the big boys. JR, zip, here we go. Deuce, if ATIP and Spire ever hit their IPO price, I'm rich and I'm buying the bridge. The Dow is down 124, Amazon down 199, Tesla down $8, Apple down 260, GameStop 25.49, down 7. SoFi 502, 503, HPQ 25.96, down 6. Rocket Lab up down 9 cents, AMC down 3. ME down 16, Matterport down 5, ATIP up 3, SmartRent down 20, Spire up 1 penny, Cyxtera down 23 right now. Pfizer down 36, Boeing up 28, Cisco down 37 cents, Home Depot down 277, IBM down 119, Microsoft down a couple of bucks as well, 225, Goldman down $4, Google down 124, Meta down 187. That's what we got here. We're down 110 on the Dow, and I think this is a tentative hold. Who wants to be long going into this weekend? JR, do you think Spire will be a bargain in a few days, especially considering Deuce Skabuski? Comments above. Deuce, wife is going to need to buy me those pills to calm down. I need Anacin. Michael, Deuce, Rocket Lab short interest went up 4% in one day. Next day, Credit Suisse basically says not to buy Rocket Lab. What a joke. Relax, Deuce, have an Anacin. Splayer on Matterport, I probably just wait. SoFi, I'll take the $20, $40 before November starts. Then I'll write 2 to 4 calls into the strength of the earnings. Otherwise, on games, it looks pretty smart to be more far out in time. Who cares? Thanks, Uncle B. Yep, I'm doing buybacks today and writing out to November, December on everything I hold. HPQ, IBM, and GameStop right on. Zed, good morning. 161 thumbs ups from Zed Estate. Thank you for letting me know on these thumbs ups. Kids, keep those thumbs ups coming in. We're trying to hit 200. We're behind yesterday's pace. Deuce Caboose, Mike, I think Rocket Lab is going to be a good long-term. Bought it for $5 in my HSA, wrote a $10 contract for a year out, turned around about 1,300 more Spire with the money. Right on. Michael says, nice. Nick, Uncle Bruce, that means I should be shorting now for the next week's dip due to bond failures. You're looking for strength, my friend. See what happens. Deuce Caboose, do you own Spire, Michael? Michael, yep, like 2,000 only. Deuce Caboose, 2,000 shares times $10. That's a lot of money. Yeah, it's okay, Mike. Nick, I am reshorting Amazon in a lot, lots of 500 lots. I'm shorting 500 at a time. Michael, Susan Shops about, sorry, didn't see that. I agree. Splayer, is there a good stock for writing options near 10, maximum of 12? Anybody have one for him? Susan, what's it? Are not keen writing SoFi contracts. Short expirations, paying pennies. I can write 12 contracts. I'd write January 2024. Higher premiums. Concerns liquidity. Less open interest. I wouldn't be in a hurry right now to write contracts on SoFi. With the earnings coming up in the next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I just sit tight. Let them speak. Let them show results. Let the street go, oh, I didn't know they were doing that well. That's what you want it to do. Just chill. So I'm way down on SoFi, says Miraculous. Would it be advisable to sell to free up cash to buy games? No. Don't make a move right now. This is the wrong channel if you want to sell SoFi. Folks do not buy stocks of companies which kill people. Mike, only good time to lock in is something for taxes. Loss for taxes. All right, JR, if they even sell Edison anymore, might have to find some Excedrin. Splayer, I see the forgotten Sextera went down 10 to 3 in the last 6 months. Yep. Tiff, Deuce, your wife just said you already have cigars and all kinds of alcohol to calm down. I won't buy you pills until you use them all up. Oh, God. What an incredible world in which we live. Oh, my goodness. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the party. Stink bits save lives. It's as simple as that. Stink offers make you money. And that's what we're here for. And you got to take the down with the up. And right now we're off 113 points, but we're going to go lower. I don't know if it's today, but we could go much lower here. We'll see. We'll just, we're here. We'll react to the market. We'll just go with the flow. We don't have to fight it. We don't have to predict it. We just have to go with the flow. Right now, the flow says right into December and take a bunch of money off that option market and put it into your bank account, into your brokerage account. Cash balances rule right now. The low margin debits rule right now. That's what you got to be doing here. Absolutely have to do it. Oh, my gosh. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, have you seen reports of JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley missed profit targets for the third quarter? I did. Coyote, who is this Anna Sin I keep hearing about? Deuce. Okay, I'll do it, says Deuce at the tip. JR, what else can you get stock market? Where else can you get stock markets in plain English and medical advice on how to calm down? Whee! That's right. We'll get you all doped up and calm you down. We'll go back to 1965 and see how mom and dad used to do it. That's right, grandma and grandpa. Dad all come home from work all riled up. Just beat the crap out of his V8 powered Galaxy 500, parked into the driveway, walked into the front door. Here, honey, Here's a couple of pills for you. This will calm you down. It's all going to be fine, babe. It's all good. No problems here, honey. Yeah, Beach Boy. Gowdy. She's Putin's girlfriend. Putin's girlfriend. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. No problem. Everything's fine. Let's watch Carol Burnett tonight. Oh yes, let's have fun. The Dow's down 174. S&P down 44, and NASDAQ down 162. 1.5% drop on NASDAQ, 0.58 on the Dow. The Dow should be off 500 right now to match NASDAQ. The question is, will it? I suspect eventually the two will they'll even up. They'll match out, but I don't think NASDAQ is going up. That's the thing. I don't think so. We shall see how all this works. Coyote, when I get home from work and crack open a nice cold, ice cold V8, fruit and vegetable juice to take the edge off. Hybrid BC powder needed. There you go. I pour my V8 into my beer and I calm down. Then I add a little Red Bull into it to spice it up a bit more. Yes. Going to calm down now. I'm going to have a nice relaxing evening. Oh boy. Remember the way it used to be with mom and dad? Oh yeah. 25.39 on GameStop. We're down on GameStop 17 cents. We are in the red on GameStop. I think we are approaching the low level of the day on GameStop here. 25.34, 25.33, the low of the day on GameStop now, as we're running into some selling. 221 point drop on the Dow. Again, now 241. Another wave of selling. Amazon down, S&P down 52 and NASDAQ down 186. NASDAQ is down 1.3%, 1.75% now. The Dow's down 0.81. It's catching up now. Here we go. Gowdy, smoke some literal lettuce to relax. Smoke some of this. Who cares, says Uncle Bruce and all. If you're writing GameStop in November, what strike prices are you considering? Those November, December GameStops, there are people writing 25s, 26s, 27s. That's what they're looking at, and they're looking for premiums, big, fat, cash in the account premiums. That's what's going on here. Michael, who cares? I wrote December 16, 27.5, so if that helps you. JR, again. Who cares? Thank you, Michael. Coyote, who cares? Mostly 25s to 30 is what we're writing out here. We're down 20 cents to 25.36. Apple down 3.24 to 139.75. Tesla down 9.39 now to 2.12. Those of you who've written Tesla contracts, just sit tight and fold your arms. Amazon down 268. Dow down 266. That's the low of the day, going lower. 193 lower on NASDAQ. We're falling further again. Is now the time to buy some Spire? Nope. Now the time is to chillax and raise cash. Lots and lots of cash. You're looking for super bargain days is what we're looking for, with a fat cash balance in your possession. That's what we're waiting for. We don't have that right now. We're down 250, but we don't have that big discount yet. Ron Williams, the bloodbath has been happening all year, patiently buying 56% more discounted shares all year. SoFi, PayPal, Google, Deuce Caboose. Forget gas prices. Dating is why people are going broke in 2022. Wait till they get married. JR, expect to have some stinkies hit while I'm gone. Will be good when I get home, says JR. Lobo Blast. How you doing, Lobo Blast? Bargoon days are coming, Uncle B. Oh, yes. Bargoon days. GameStop, 25.36, down 20 or so. HPQ down a nickel, 25.98. There you are. Splitter, I just bought today for 227 some Smart Rent and 404 Rocket Lab. I got enough to write a call. Who cares? Says, thanks, Coyote. Right on. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, everybody. It's going to be a fun time around here, I'll tell you. By the way, if any of you want to have a one-on-one Love to consider you into my group here. Love to get you in. I've got one opening left for Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern for Sunday. This Sunday, it's the only one I have. So if anyone wants that slot, send me a private email at brucefarmer@hotmail.com and just let me know. Hey Bruce, I want that 10 o'clock slot. Send me payment details and I'll lock that up for you. And we'll get you set up, and that'll be it for the week. We had 167 thumbs ups, by the way. Thank you for this many. We need 33 more, and I need them right now to get me to 200 thumbs ups on the day. If any of you have been busy writing options, watching your markets and your quotes, if you can figure out a way to hit that thumbs up button quickly for me, nail it now so we can move up to the 200 thumbs up level as soon as possible here. Want to get that done today. We got 174 in now, just popped in here, 7 of them just like that. Thank you. 26 to go, and I've got 200 thumbs ups. Please help out. Nail that thing now immediately. Let me know what number you are if you want, and help me get through the 200 barrier. 177 in, 23 to go. Thank you for the first 10. 23 left to get, and we're through it, and I do appreciate it. Those of you watching on rerun, you know the routine. You know what to do. If you're a rerun watcher here, just hit the thumbs up anytime, and make sure to go back to my last 20 shows and give a thumbs up for each one of those too. We love post-live thumbs ups. They help as well. They keep reminding YouTube, this guy has a following here that goes beyond his live channel's broadcast time. Even after he's off the air, he's still getting thumbs ups. No other live show does this. Wow, 182 are here, 18 left to get. Thank you, the live audience that's here right now, the live audience from Europe, the live audience from Canada, the live audience from the USA, the live audience from the Caribbean, South America, down under, Asia, all of you folks, thank you so much for being part of this channel. I so appreciate it. Whether you're a lurker, a subscriber, a member, love you. Thank you for picking up classes, and those of you coming in for one-on-ones, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to get to meet you and talk to you one-on-one and help you guide through this myriad of stuff going on out here to help give you some guidance on how to do what you want to do. Like I said, it's a pleasure, and I really appreciate it on Sundays to get together with you guys one-on-one, where it's a calm atmosphere and we can have an easy chat. We got 12 to go. 188 thumbs are in this house. We need 12 more thumbs ups, folks. Can you find them for me? Hit the thumbs up button for us and let me know what number you are, okay? Thank you guys so much for all this moral and practical support. It's fantastic. There we go. We have Chevron and Apple share losses contributing to the 250-point Dow drop is a headline that just went through a little while ago. We have Tesla down 944, Amazon down 269, SoFi is off 11, GameStop down 2 pennies, HPQ down 9. And we've got Pfizer off 41 cents. Boeing is up a penny. Cisco down 52. Home Depot down $4. We got IBM off 167. Microsoft down 380. Goldman down 620. Google down 180. Meta down 251. Right here, right now. Royal Caribbean up 58 cents. We've got Target down 386. JP Morgan up $1.85. Costco down 8.59. Walmart down 86 cents. Nvidia down 5.92. Disney down 126 to $95. American Airlines up 11 to 13.16. Netflix down 24 cents to 232. We've got selling coming in here and there. And I just don't know why anyone wants to be long going into the weekend. I don't get it. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. All right. 25.60 on GameStop right now, holding a 4-cent gain. Little dead cat bounce, perhaps, maybe. We'll see how all this plays itself forward. We're down 200 points on the Dow Jones right now. On the interest rate front, the U.S. rates are back up to 3.99, going to 4%. Back to the U.S. Treasuries. The UK 4.18. That is surging as well. Currency, the euro is dropping to 97.4. The pound is off to 111.8. We're dropping again on European assets, currencies, and the markets have been backing off in Europe as well. Oil down 293 to 86.13. 86.13 on crude, and it's falling as we speak now. We've given up 200 of the 800-point gain from yesterday, and we could give it all up today. It's possible that we might give it all back. Watch for this, kids. Watch for this. Okay. What else is going on here? Let's see. Thank you all for being here. I'm just looking at comments, trying to keep up on everything here. Oh man, you guys are great. You guys are just hilarious. Michael, I know you don't like it, Bruce, but I sold October 21 SoFi's 550s. I sold them at 13. I'm already buying them back for 7 cents. It's an easy $660 profit. Cindy, I'm thumbs up 167. Splair, just in case, I wish you all an enjoyable weekend with a successful start into it, and hopefully we see all of us here again later. Splair, thanks, buddy. Thank you, and make use of those classes, my friend. Get smarter. Bobby Power's back on. Uncle Bruce, you can start now. Thank you, dude. Okay, you have my thumbs up. Thank you, Hector. I'm 186 on that thumbs up meter, Bruce. You're going to make 200 here. Constantine, thumbs up for you, Uncle B. Not always comment, but I'm always around for your wisdom. Thank you, buddy. W. Walters, I am number 190 on that meter of yours. Nick, I covered my last short on Amazon. I made $1,500. Now I'm waiting for the afternoon run to short again. Right on, Nick. Nick is working it hard. We got 195 thumbs ups, 5 away from the number we're looking for. 200 is what we're after. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Credit average. Oh, no, we gave up all the gains. Wow, how? I thought we had cut the corner, but the pundit said there was light at the end. If only someone had warned us. Nothing has changed. I sold covered calls, laughing out loud. Michael, do you think Disney is a buy under 100? No. I don't know about a ton of downside, but we have no upside here at the moment. I don't think so. We're down 162 on the Dow. We got GameStop down a penny, SoFi down 9 cents right now with 499.8. HPQ is up 1 cent. Jim Stevens, I am number 197, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Jim, for that. 201 is now what I show on the meter. So we have got through 200. Again, because of every single one of you out there who helps out this channel. I do appreciate this. 200 is a minimum we got to get in the mornings. And I love it when you guys come through for me. Thank you all. And you rerun watchers out there, you know who you are. Thank you, you rerunners. Love that when we add thumbs ups and thumbs ups and thumbs ups for hours after the show is over. They just keep coming. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Everybody, well done all. We got a lot going on as usual, and we have a ton happening overseas we have to keep a serious eye on. It's going to be a rough one in the UK. Unbelievable Friday developments right there. Michael, 200 upvotes, deserves a nap. Cred Savage, stink bits to buy Disney at $75. There you have it. I can't believe it. I have been on the air for 2 hours and 23 minutes. It feels like an hour and 30 minutes. It's unbelievable. Incredible. Thank you, everybody. Mike is saying, I think I'm going to go 76. I'll go 76 stink bit on Disney instead of 75. Generous guy that you are. Thank you. Let's see how the market plays itself out. I'll be on the air again at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Let's see what we're going to see here. What's going to happen to this market? 25.48 on GameStop. We're backing off another time, another run lower. S&P is down 1.13%. The NASDAQ down 1.5%. The Dow 0.5%. So the Dow's only a third of the way down that the NASDAQ is off already. Okay. Should be most interesting. Amazon 110.66, down 187. Tesla down 862. Apple down 259. GameStop off 8 cents. SoFi down a dime. HBQ up 7. Rocket Lab off 9. AMC and Ape are down 6 cents. Moderna down 93 cents today. ME down 14. Matterport down 4. ATIP up 4. 105. Smart Rent down 18 cents. We got Spire up 2 cents to 110. Cyxtera down 26. Bed Bath Beyond down a dime. Pfizer down 30 cents. Boeing up 71. Cisco down 35. HD Home Depot down 339. Carvana down 55. Robinhood down 34. Vanik down 452 to 176. IBM 120.70 down 110. Microsoft down 261. Goldman down 446. Google down 144. And Meta down 181. There you are. There's some quotes on some of our faves, last trades and so on. Down 111 on the Dow. Volatility is number one right now. That is what we got going on. And it never ends. Choppy markets. I love choppy markets, says Credit Savage. Michael, I bid $1. Splair, when you do stuff like you like, time passes by real quick. John Anderson, thanks everybody. Thank you, John. Credit Savage, have a great day, guys. Nick, I bought 5,000 more SoFi with all these profits. The Credit Savage of Wall Street, 100 more SoFi to the vault, baby, at $4.99. Splair, that's why I will for sure study this the classes. On the weekend, I want to carry my dream job through my whole life to change a lot. Right on, Splair. Right on. It's happening. It's already begun. It's beginning. Way to go, pal. Keep it going. Many of you should join Splair. Take the classes, learn how this is working, understand the nuances of this options market, how you too can start writing options and cashing in from all this uncertainty, all this trepidation, all this nonsense. You just take the money off the table and go, that's all right. I'll hold the cash. I got the stock. I have my poor man covered calls, and I'll buy them back. I'll buy these calls back. Don't worry. I'm a buyer, but under my terms. Everyone goes with it. The market doesn't have a problem with that. And there is no law saying you can't make a lot of money doing this. No one will stop you. It's just yourself. Welcome to the party, pal. Now I can write covered calls. Ho, ho, ho. I'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Thank you for being here today. I can't wait to see you. And let's get going, making some more dough. Okay, guys. Bye for now.